Anyway, so thanks everyone for tuning in to our Twitch stream. As you know, we're trying to do something fun, something cool for Halloween. Mech, I've already showed you guys. He created this
Halloween.
list of things to take a look at as reference, and we're gonna go for it, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it looks.
I like that bit, yeah. That made that.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's a spooky bat.
Yeah.
It is a spooky bat. That's right. Just for the sake of the stream, I think I'm gonna have to ask everyone to mute, and then one at a time we'll kind of let people ask questions. Type deal.
All right. Let me find the mute button.
And I'll be in Gen Chat as well, so if you have a question, you can ask it in Gen Chat, and then I can ask back to answer. Let me see.
Oh, actually, that's my turn.
Let's go!
Toshi.
Toshi, my man.
As long as you know exactly who it is as soon as he comes in with that.
That's right.
It's swinging.
Dude, I gotta be real with you guys. I gotta thank the notifications, man. That little bell, thank God, bro. Thank God for that little bell. Let's get it. Let's check it out. What's up, Mchnuggy?
What's up, Toshi? How you doing, bro?
Everything good, man. Watching your stream right now. What are you up to? Oh, I see a bat.
Yeah.
See a bat here. Yeah.
Doing some Halloween bullshit. It's gonna be fun.
Halloween bullshit.
That's what he says, but in reality, it's going to be a masterpiece, as we all know. So, anyone have any burning questions they want to ask right now? Because maybe we'll drop some alpha on the stream. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, are we?
I don't know. Maybe.
I was just here to make bullshit.
It's an AMA, so people are welcome to ask questions.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether or not we answer them, I don't know. We'll see. Well, whatever legally allowed, I guess.
Yep.
Mac, what's your favorite shape of pasta?
Oh, I don't know if I can say it on stream.
Oh, I know. You have it. He sent you the gift. So you know exactly what it is.
My favorite shape pasta. I don't know. I kind of like the smaller ones. I don't know the name, but I'll draw it for you. Kind of like this. I like that a lot.
Like the rigatoni type stuff?
It's smaller. Like,
okay.
You know, like this size maybe.
Okay.
Or like spaghetti too. But yeah.
I like them too.
Yeah, usually I have a board with like a bunch of references, but I was thinking of doing something different where I make my own reference with the AI stuff and pull shapes that are interesting from what I see. The AI I've been using or trying to learn is Stable Diffusion, and it's free. It runs local on your machine, and you can create a bunch of different stuff with it. It's pretty cool. I don't know it well enough to explain it right now, but once I get a better grip on it, maybe I'll do another stream where I go more in detail how to make all the AI stuff, but it's pretty self-explanatory. You can just type whatever you want and it just appears. It's pretty fun. It's the most important part of making a mech is having extremely thick thighs.
Hey, Max Bag, can you mute yourself? We can hear your feedback.
I think Red is able to mute people.
Just kidding. Thank you, Red.
I think I can sort of move people, yeah.
Don't forget to remove that though later.
I don't remember which one. Is it the normal mute or the server mute? I think it's a server mute. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a professional streamer, so let me know if the audio on Twitch or in Discord is like too loud, if people coming in are too loud, their music's too loud, stuff like that. Put a quick floor, see how this mech stands. If it feels solid on the floor, kinda. Just get a nice balance. It's tiny feet.
The body is gigantic. His tiny little bat head looks like it's getting eaten by the whole mech.
Yeah, I'm going for something a bit extra. Just a bit more space on the floor. I was kind of seeing some like detached elements that are pretty cool, so maybe I'll do something with the arms where they're not connected mechanically to the body. Maybe it's like, you know, floating or some like tubes or something, maybe more organic. I saw somebody on Twitter that wanted to see something more organic, so maybe I'll try that. Okay, good mix of biomech. It's not so bad. Maybe something behind to balance it. Some sort of butt. Right now I'm just blocking in shapes. I'll go in later and detail everything. I'm still trying to get a good balance. Just overall silhouette. Something that feels heavy. As far as the arm goes, I kind of liked, really big arms with tiny biceps. That's a cool shape. I really like that one too, but I don't know if I can make it work with what we're trying to do. Maybe if we have time, I'll make another one. That feels kind of nice. Maybe longer. This guy is gonna be so big. Let's try something a bit different. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I have some mech part here, and I'm gonna have some organic stuff happening in between the arms and the torso. Grab a more organic brush. It's a bit spaghetti. Kind of cool. Do we like this? I feel like the stance is a bit off. If we do big arms like this, maybe it's gonna be more like it's standing on its front legs. Like this, maybe.
I like its tiny little back legs.
Yeah. Gorilla kind of stance.
Yeah, definitely. The bat's overcompensating for its small stature.
Yep. And we need to tilt the whole front down. Bigger. That's what's so good with this software. You can change stuff really fast and change the stance, change the proportions. Usually when you work in 3D, changing all that stuff takes forever, so you're kind of scared to do it. Or you feel lazy, you don't want to do it. Needs the knee pads because he's gonna drag his knees on the floor. Yeah, that's fun.
You're gonna beef up his arms a little bit.
I kind of like the spaghetti business. Because like if we make everything big,
I know it's too big, too much.
it's good. Like he has big torso, big arms, big hands, big thighs. Although it's kind of cool, kind of like a Akira mech stuff happening here. Look at this tiny guy, bro.
That's what I said. He looks so small. You know what? It is what it is. This is like mega bot.
I mean,
That's not too bad.
I think it's less dramatic with the large head.
yeah,
More appropriate.
we like drama though. Scale it just a little bit.
Tell us a little bit about this this interview that you had recently. Give us a little
Oh yeah.
backstory. How did it go?
So I got an interview on YouTube for a podcast with this guy called Anton, and he's been using a program called 3D Code, which was the program I was using before Medium. And yeah, we talked about 3D stuff. He was really interested about NFTs, so we talked about A.N.I.M.O. And yeah, just shooting the shit with somebody that do the same job as I do. It's always fun. Comparing like software and process. Like he did these interview with a bunch of other artists, but I'm glad I'm not part of the.
You're part of the select circle
Yep.
now.
Yeah.
You're part of the circle.
It's not a big channel, but at the same time, I don't do a ton of interviews and even streams. It's only my like third one, so it's always fun to learn how to talk a little bit.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Did he tell you when it'll be available for us to have?
Yep, he said a couple weeks, like a week or two maybe.
Okay. We'll definitely post that up.
Yep, I'll definitely share it when we get it.
And for everyone that is here, Magic actually also did a interview recently that we'll post the link soon for everybody to rewatch at your leisure.
Yep, it's more about the technical aspect of the project and project development. It was super interesting to listen to.
Yeah, I know everybody has questions because, like myself, most of us are not game devs, and so we don't really fully understand the whole process from start to finish. And that's kind of the beauty of this whole process and this project, is that everyone kind of gets to see piece by piece how things are done. Let's see. Anyone have any questions they want to ask?
Well, I have something to say, like, for like everybody. I actually managed to, like, I actually did some research, and you can actually run
Max,
medium.
do you have a favorite
like,
pilot from A.N.I.M.O, and why is it
yeah.
the duck?
Sorry, can you repeat, Luffy, please?
You can actually
do you have a
run
favorite
medium
pilot
through revive.
from
What
A.N.I.M.O,
are
and
you
why is it the duck?
Yeah, you can use any headset to friggin' use medium.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's
Dougy's
possible.
question was why is your favorite pilot the duck?
The duck is actually close enough. It's the chicken, but I'll say the duck just to make you happy.
So Max secretly was Team Farm the whole time, I guess. That's
Yeah.
what I'm hearing now, 6 months later.
Yep.
So good thing that they won, because it would have been very sad.
Definitely not rigged.
Not rigged at all, not even close. Farm just showed up and did their thing, so.
Yeah, all the mystery points from those artist voting that was maybe on the team or something.
I mean, considering the fact that Exotic and Farm both pumped out a bunch of stuff, I don't know.
So I got the major shapes in. It feels nice, the balance and the overall silhouette. Now I'm gonna start to put more details and like little intricate bits like this. The stuff that's happening in the AI, it's not great. I'm more using it for general inspiration and like feel. I can pull some of these shapes, but I don't know. Try to make sure that parts don't clank too much together. There's still some clearance for movement.
How much time do you typically take to kind of look at your reference material, come up with an idea, and then, you know, have a game plan for how you're doing it? Because obviously, for us right now, it looks like you're freehanding it, but I know you've already thought about kind of how all the pieces go together and like how you want it to breathe.
Well, I am kind of freehanding it. The research process, usually I take like a morning. Like I'll start working at 10 and then by lunch I have ref gathered and then I know what I want to do. Like I'll take time to, you know, drink coffee and then research what I'm doing. And then after dinner I have like digested all of the information and then I'm ready to start doing whatever. As far as like functioning parts and all that stuff, how it should work, it's years of like training. It doesn't just happen like that. But if I have to research something more complex in terms of mechanism and all that stuff, I'm not afraid to take more time. Like the more you plan, the less fucking around you're gonna do. You're gonna be more focused on when you're trying to achieve. It's not gonna be like in the dark, fumbling to try to make stuff work.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I know you said something similar last time. On our last sculpt, you kind of looked at how some of those levers and pulleys and things like that work on the forklifts, and then and wasn't like pretty much the only thing you really needed to know. It was like, how does it actually function moving up and down?
Yeah, last time like we did a forklift. Actually, it was the same colors, so it's pretty funny. But it was like a real thing that happened in the world. So people, when they look at a forklift, they know what it's like. But right now, I can make more stuff up because that's not a real thing. There's research happening in the back with like the anatomy of it. So like gorilla anatomy, I guess, or
right.
You know, it kind of has the Winston stance when walking on the knuckles.
So like something like that, you might take a quick look and just see exactly how they balance.
Yeah.
But that's like the biggest thing that you would need to know.
I mean, most stuff has the like. I'm trying to sketch it quickly, but most stuff has very like normalized anatomy. So there's a torso. There's gonna be like one part for the arms, another part for the arms, a middle section, a bottom section, one leg part, another leg part, and then a head, right?
Right.
But then you can change the proportions to all of that, and it still kind of makes sense, right? You can get different looking creatures with different proportions. Bigger legs or smaller legs, bigger torso, you know, bigger arms, shorter arms, thicker. Like it's always the same part, but they're rearranged differently. So between almost all the animals, except the insects, that's another thing, but like this, it's always the same bones, but arranged in a different way, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's what we're kind of doing here, trying to find distribution of all these parts that look nice, but also still make sense with the anatomy.
Right. They'll function.
Yep.
In your mind, at least. is there a particular order that you like going in? So just now you pretty much you were like torso and then worked your way out. So is that how you generally like to do things?
It depends of what I'm trying to do. When I do animal stuff, I usually start with the pilot and then make a base for the pilot and then grow from there. I rarely start with like the legs, but if I want to make something that has cool legs, I start with the legs first. So if I know what I'm trying to make is a crab, right? And I still need a base to put the legs on, but I'll like start designing the main features. Like I'll start designing the pincers and then the leg stuff, and then build from there. Like I start with the important feature first, and in animal stuff, the important feature is the pilot.
Which duck you would argue is always the ducks.
Yeah, exactly. But for this one, I started with the front part because I kind of liked what was going on here with the pumpkin kind of look. I'm not trying to copy exactly this, it's just inspiration, but I kind of like the fact that it's multiple shapes and it kind of looks round and squashed like a pumpkin. It's
so
hard.
Is that what you typed in for reference? Was animal and pumpkin or mechanical pumpkin?
Yeah, it was. We can look, but it was like Halloween, Gundam, Evangelion, some Metal Gear in there. Like it even gave me like Evangelion like stills with the characters. There's some in there that are like Ghibli. If we scroll through, see more Evangelion stuff. But yeah, it's a bit of everything. But it's still like, oh, it pulled up the Shinji and the Dark Clouds. Some of them are fucking really weird. It's like, oh, Halloween mech. Okay, nice. The mech, and then you got a pumpkin.
Nice.
Some of them are fun, but that's a bit on the nose. It's a bit cheesy. Yeah, some of these are just bad, but this is cool. You know, you gotta pick what you like, because with AI you can just generate infinite stuff, and it's what you do with it at the end that's gonna be important. But it's easy to generate like hundreds and hundreds of images. You have to know what to pick, where to go, like what's good and what's bad. Because if not, you're just gonna generate stuff forever.
Yeah, makes sense. What's your general feeling about AI art? You know, like that's kind of like the new.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call it the new meta, but like it's becoming more popular now. You know, people are starting to talk about it. There's AI NFT projects coming out. How do you feel about it? I mean, just you personally.
Personally, I really like it. I'm really hyped about it because it's a new tool. It feels fresh. Like right now, more and more people are using it, so it feels less fresh. But as a tool, it's super new and it's super powerful. Like I can create all of this in an hour. Before, if I had to sketch all that stuff,
it would take you days.
Take days.
I mean, yeah.
The same way, like the VR stuff is saving me time while I work. AI is gonna save me a bunch of time to gathering references, and it's really, really a powerful tool. I get that some people are upset because it's stealing work from other artists, or stealing style. But the way I see it, it's a tool. You gotta learn how to use it, and it can just make your life better. Like I'm trying to understand how this tool can make my job easier as a designer. and there's a bunch of different ways. So like you can make a really loose or shitty sketch and then shoot it to the AI, and it's gonna figure out all the details for you and then make a more beautiful illustration out of it, which is pretty cool. But at the end of the day, if you just have a pretty illustration, you're not gonna go anywhere because everybody can make a pretty illustration. It's what you do with it. Like, do you make a game? Do you make a 3D model? Do you make a movie? Do you make a art book or merch? Or it has to be applied to something. And I think right now people are too focused on the art part. They're saying, oh, AI art isn't art, or it's not drawing. Yeah, of course it's not drawing, but it's still art. Like you can't gatekeep art and say, I don't like what you're doing, it's not art. Like art is made to express yourself or rebel. Like who are you to tell me what art is, you know?
Right.
That's an interesting point, because at some point, you know, you're putting in the inputs to get the output.
Yeah.
So like, it's not like it's just happening out of thin air. Like you're determining what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
To happen.
Or like photography.
So it can't happen
right?
without that input.
If you take pictures with a camera, somebody that draws a portrait with a ball pen, and it takes them 20 hours, and then you just show up and take a picture of someone, they're gonna be like, oh, you're cheating. Well, no, it's still art, but it's a different way of doing it, right?
Yeah, but there's you're totally right. I think it's funny though, there's a similar argument to photographers when they get upset about things like iPhones making photography super quote unquote easy, right? And like accessible, and so they get pissed because like back in the day they had to take a photo and develop the film and then take it into a dark room and develop it, and now it's like, oh, digital's easy, digital's cheating. So that whole like idea is not new.
Yeah, it applies to every time there's new technology or way of doing stuff. Like I remember when I started doing concept art, people were starting to do photo bashing, which is taking photos and then editing them in Photoshop to make it look like it's a drawing, right? And it's like, oh, you're cheating, you're not drawing everything from scratch. Well, like, yeah, no shit. Like I don't have a month to draw something. I have 2 days. I'm gonna use the shortcuts I need to use. I'm gonna use the tools I have to make the best stuff I can, right?
Yeah, I think there's that sense of superiority though. It's like, well, I took more time making this thing, so therefore it's inherently more valuable somehow, or better. I think that's a really outdated way of looking at things.
Like it's different for production work and fine art. These are two different industries, but at the end of the day, just make what you want to make, and don't listen to people that tell you, oh, it's not art, or you shouldn't do it that way.
I think a lot of it also. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
The whole reason why I got into this industry is because there's no diploma for it. There's no set way of doing it. You can just do whatever, and if the result is good, that's what's important.
Yeah, I think nowadays it's tough, right? Because I think a lot of people look at their hobbies as ways to make money instead of just doing them for fun. Because it's I don't know, it's like this weird thing. I don't know when it started or how it started or whatever, but it was like, how can I make money off things that I like? And that's a really good way to not like them anymore sometimes.
I definitely agree. It's hard to have your job and your hobby be the same thing.
It's super tough.
You need to distance yourself. You need to still have personal projects, or else you're gonna burn out if you only work all the time.
Yeah, and I think also you need to let yourself be bad at stuff too.
Yeah, for sure.
try new things and not worry about being super good at them right away.
I think listening to the way that you view the new AI technology, I guess, is exactly what I feel like a lot of new artists can use, right?
Yep.
I mean, they can start using it as reference now. So I with my very limited artistic talents, you always copy somebody else's picture, right? Or you always copy somebody else's sketch, or you try to sketch something that exists in nature. Everybody sketched the apple, right? You draw like 5 million apples. But I do think that's a good way of looking at it, that you should view it as a tool, right? I mean, you should view it as a tool to help you become better at something else, instead of feeling maybe threatened. Perhaps is kind of what we're getting at. Is like a lot of people are feeling threatened. Like East Coast mentioned, that's a livelihood online. People feel like, oh, it's gonna whatever, devalue all the time and effort that I put into honing my masterpiece or honing my skills. But like, it can't take that away from you. Those skills are yours inherently.
Yeah.
So,
And what makes stuff unique is what you say with the tools, what you're trying to make. So now everybody has access to stuff that can make anything, right? So what do you want to make? Like, I want to make cute animals on robots. Like, that's what I'm trying to say to the world, right? But if you have all the tools and you're not saying anything, you're just making stuff like random generic art, you realize quickly that it's not it's not your skills that were the issue to begin with. It was your head. What's in your imagination, what's in your creative juice, I guess. Like, same with 3D. It makes creating easier, but it's still not easy because you still need to make something cool at the end of the day, right? You can paint really, really well, but what are you trying to paint? You're trying to paint something that makes like, what kind of emotion you're trying to produce out of your painting, right? Like nostalgia or fear or beautiful scenery, like inspiring stuff. Or same with movies. What kind of movie you're trying to make,
Yeah, I think it's the same way with any sort of creative medium, right? I mean, music. Why do we say music is so powerful? Because it's trying to elicit some sort of emotion or some, imagery or something like that with the music itself.
Yep.
And that's exactly what I was thinking of with movies when you said those things. You hear a lot of the movie directors talking about, when they're doing movies, in this scene I wanted to show this and this, and this angle because it'll augment this particular part of the scene. Very similar to the balance that you talk about on your Max. So very interesting though.
So it just makes the whole creative process more accessible to people, and people don't need to learn how to draw for 10 years before they can make a cool image. They can make the image right away. So it levels up the skill floor
like
for everybody.
Bar to entry, yeah. Which is cool.
Yeah. But yeah, people that feel threatened, they're probably working hard on their craft, and then they see these images being made really, really fast, and they're like, shit, I need to keep up with that. I need to make something as good as quickly. There's no way. But they're not realizing that they can also use it, make something cool, and then draw on top of it to make it even better or make it more what they want to make.
Right. And I think it's the same with even normal technology, right?
Yep.
I don't know how to do math anymore.
Yeah, no.
I just use a calculator, right? But like, what's the point? There's no need. It can do the calculation for you, and like you said, you get a better end result. We can do things like space travel and all these crazy things that we have because we have computers to help us do the nitty-gritty grunt work of things, while we can dream big and
Yep.
have something, a vision for something, which is kind of what I feel like you're getting. It comes down to what's your vision. What do you want to say? Like you said, what do you want to create?
Yeah, exactly. And people that are worried about AI stealing other artists' work, well, I got a news for you. You don't need AI to steal other people's work. It's been done forever. And when you're trying to learn stuff, you're always trying to imitate what's the best out there. So you're gonna look for like, your favorite artist, and then you're kind of gonna imitate their style in a way, and then that's how you develop your own style. It's by mashing all the stuff that you like together, and then that just becomes you, right?
That to me is like people just being super insecure about their job. Like, if your job could be easily replaced by AI or something, like maybe time to start learning something else, or just get better at what you do.
Yeah, I mean, there's always gonna be a place for fine art and for stuff that's made only by humans, like only like non-AR art, because it's still a craft, right? It's still impressive when you see somebody draw something from scratch without the help of anything like that. I think that's why Kim Jong-il was so revered, is because he's only using one brush, one paper, like no rulers, no grids, no tracing. It's all from his head, and that's super impressive. Like, all that stuff it's not going away because AI is here. Probably even it's gonna be even more like sought after. People are gonna want to see human only stuff,
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, if anything, it'd probably make it more valuable.
Yeah.
Or more impressive when you see it.
But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to make a cool robot, and whatever tool allows me to do it with the less stress or less, problems, I'm gonna use that. I want to make my life easier, and I want to make it harder. Like, I could draw all of this from scratch on a piece of paper and scan it, but it's not gonna be fun. For me, at least. It's fun for some people. Some people enjoy the act of just drawing. And for me, it's never been about drawing. It's been about creating stuff. Yeah. AI is super hot topic right now, and I always enjoy, discussing it with people. Everybody has their own take on it. There's some people that have made incredible stuff using it. I'm always excited with new technology, especially for art. Like that's why I'm using VR. As soon as I picked it up and used it, I'm like, oh shit, I understand why it's so powerful, and I just kept going. You know?
When do you think you first started using VR?
VR?
Yeah.
4 years ago, maybe.
What kind of prompted you to pick it up? Was it just seeing the ads, watching a promo video, or did you know somebody that was using it first and they told you it was like, hey, you really can try to use this?
It was kind of random. I don't know, man. Maybe I saw a YouTube video out of it, but I can't remember what it was. And I just went after work and I picked up one and was like, it would be fun to try. But I didn't understand how powerful it was. I was like, I'll just get one because,
Because why not? It's cool.
Yeah, that's the new thing, right? It's like VR was kind of a buzzword, Oh shit. Maybe play some games, maybe,
Is it any worse than like staring at a screen all day? Does it like do you get like headaches or anything? Do you get tired from it?
It's not as bad as you think it'd be. For me, it's better for my posture because I'm not hunched over a Cintiq or a keyboard. It's better for my carpal tunnel.
Are you standing up right now?
I'm sitting down, but I'm sitting very straight, and I can even lean back in my chair.
That's cool. It's funny when you're using your hands to talk and you can see it on the screen. It's like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you can even use like cameras.
Oh wait, what?
So I could film my work, and you see it here. But I can also film my face. I have the default avatar, but you can have your. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like when you play games, it's fun to see the reaction of people. Like we play VR golf every Thursday, and then when you see somebody that lands like a nice putt, they're like, yes. You see their physical reaction. The same for
That's pretty tight.
The bad move, Oh, fuck. They throw their hands up in the air. What's really funny too is like there's a sense of physical boundaries in VR too. So if you go really, really close to people, like it feels like you're in their bubble. And it's very like uncomfortable.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be probably more people who do streams in the future, with VR headsets and stuff.
Yeah.
Artists who want to do, there's gamers that stream, so it seems like a pretty logical next step for a lot of people.
The new headset from Meta, Facebook, just got announced this week, and it's super expensive. It's like $1,500 US or $2,000 Canadian, and I think that they're taking this kind of the wrong direction. They need to make it as affordable as possible for people. Like they're always staggering the release of their projects. Like it's gonna be one that's gonna be very tech focused, and then one that's gonna be very price focused or affordable to people. And right now it's the tech one, and even for me, somebody that uses it every day, all day, it's still so much money, like $2,000. You can get a brand new setup for that.
A full setup, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get a rig and a headset for that much.
Yep. It's the price of 3 of their current headset. But I'm glad that they're still developing it, even if their division of VR stuff is not making a ton of money. They're still driving it forward. So as much as you can hate Facebook and the Zuck, like I'm glad that they cornered that market and they're still pushing it.
I mean, yeah, I agree. They're looking forward, right? I mean, they're not looking at the next 1, 2, 3 years. I mean,
Yeah.
that vision's like 10 plus years.
Like they have so much money right now that they can allow themselves to spend it on not profitable stuff.
Someone's got to fund the tech, though.
Yep.
You know, the research isn't free, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So it's good that they are. I mean, arguably, you know, people probably view NFTs very similarly.
Yeah.
The technology is still like the VR headset. You know, it's got to keep advancing. And in 10, 15 years, when it's more popular, sure, yeah. The average layperson may start using it more, but until that happens, it's just going to be the early adopters for now.
It was the same thing with phones too. Remember when people were saying, "Yeah, I don't need a cell phone.
Yeah,
I can just
cell phones.
I can just grab."
What do you need a cell phone for?
Yeah.
You got a phone at home, and,
Yeah.
and those giant, those like gigantic cell phones that used to come like plugged into this giant box thing.
Yep. People like to complain a lot. So all the outrage you see on Twitter about NFTs or AI or all that stuff. People that are the most pissed about it, they rarely produce anything of value with it. They just like to jump on the bandwagon and have validation of other people that are rage at the same thing as them.
Yeah, or it's just something to distract them from whatever's going on in their own lives.
Yeah.
Which is fine if that's how they want to pass their pastime.
It's a lot of noise. I'll just let people be upset and I'll keep making my funny robots.
Exactly. The day that you stop making robots is the day that I am very sad.
Yeah, I mean, if I stop, it's because I physically can't, or mentally. But I'm gonna need something big to stop me from doing what I love. It's looking cool.